Oh, that's what that is.
Hey, there we go. We are live. Hey, everybody. It's William W.J.R. Parks back again with Writing Raven Universe. We were going to have Ed. He's having a little bit of audio issues, so he isn't able to join us after all, though he really wanted to be here. But I do have my guest, Charise. Uh, I always forget how, like, Jeanine, right? Charise.
Jeanine.
Okay, just making sure I always like butcher everybody's name, but
Don't
and
do
in
that.
case everybody's wondering where I'm kind of hiding in my closet right now, just because it's nice and quiet right now. My little niece is decided to be a little rowdy today, so
Have it. She's in
but
a
that's
bad
okay.
mood.
So I got my little hiding place here right now, so everybody can hear me. But anyway, since Ed is not here, I was going to talk a little bit about editing, and he was one of the first people to actually edited for Raven, and he introduced me to a lot of other authors that I worked with, and hopefully in the future I can work with his wife, Kendra. Uh, but if you see the cover here, you can actually kind of see a resemblance to Charisse over here. So.
Barely. Like, not
So,
even, like, oh man.
oh yeah, that was the very first book. So she is, of course, my cover model, and I met her, and I had actually drawn Raven a few renditions before I met Charisse at a photo shoot, because that's what I did when I lived in LA. I still do when I go over there, but right now in Texas is a little different. But I saw her face, and I was like, you know what? She has a striking resemblance to my character, and so I asked her if she would be a the character for my Raven universe. And I think from everybody that's seen the cover, especially Ed, says that I did a very good pick.
I
So,
don't think I ever
so
saw that cover. The original, the one that you drew.
oh yeah, I guess you haven't, huh? Yeah, I
No.
need to send you a picture. I need to. If I was on my main computer, I could actually pull it up. But but yeah, I need to send you that. So that was what in 20.
I know it was,
When was
it's
that?
almost like 8 years ago that we started this.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it has to be around
Almost
2014 or
nine.
15 when I met you. So man, that is a lot. Man, that makes me feel
Yeah.
old.
And it'll be
Oh,
coming up 9 years in like December.
jeez, I can't believe I've already been like 2016. It was when I moved back to Texas, so it's been a while. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. Let us tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself to the YouTube channel. I know we're barely getting up in viewers and stuff, but
That's
yeah.
okay.
Who are you?
Who am I? I don't know. I'm Charise Jeanine. I am a model. I do bikini lingerie, but William has had me on this project for some time now. When I first started modeling, I think it was one of my first photo shoots actually when I was a baby model. I think I was like 18 or 19 when I had gone to this shoot that we went to and you told me about it. And then I think this actually was one of my first like published things outside of my magazine covers and stuff like that I have now. So like my very first like that I have of me. So and then after that I've had 10 magazine covers published after all of that. So you kind of started the like you kick started like me going and becoming a successful model to this date from where we were 9 years
Oh,
ago and little tiny photo shoots like that. And then now I'm shooting for bigger brands and I'm the face of other brands. And it's been a ride.
that's great. Yeah. Well, I'm glad I had a little bit of a stepping stone in that at least.
You did you kickstarted it because it was a publication. It's considered a publication for me, even though it's the character of your book, but I'm on a hard copy, so
Yeah, that's what I usually like when Raven first came out, that was like the first thing I say. It's like one of the very first live models that I worked with, because I know back then a lot of people used to get, well, I guess they're live models as well, but they usually get like stock photography. And but the problem with that is if you get stock photography, somebody else could also have the same thing, and I've seen it so much.
So
And
like stuff from like you pull it out of like a
let me see, what's
with
a
multiple
famous one?
people.
What, like Shutterstock, and I forgot the other ones. There's like iStock. There's that one, and there's a few other websites where you can go on there and they just have all these photographers that put their images up there.
Oh, and you
And
get a
yeah, it's
bunch.
just like bulk images all over the place, and people can
Yeah.
either use it for like logos, graphic design, all these things that they're up there. You buy it and you buy the license to be able to use it on either your pamphlets or books or whatnot. And with models, you can buy them, but the problem is that if somebody else buys it as well, well then
You're both gonna have the same cover for your book.
exactly. Even though it might look a little bit different, a lot of indie authors out there, I look at that and I'm like, oh hey, I've seen that person before on this book cover.
Like, oh, they have the same thing. They should make it to where if you
Exactly.
buy it, that they can't sell it to someone else. Like that would make more sense to me.
I think you can, but the pricing on it, like, I have to pay what, 150 a month so I can download 10 images a month from the stock sites. So
Yeah.
that sounds kind of expensive, but if you want to have the original, it's I think they sell it for almost like 1,000 to 2,000 or something dollars just to buy the original,
I
and
need to
nobody
start
else can
selling
use
my
it.
images for more money then. Good Lord.
Yeah, yeah. Find you
I need to
a
raise
stock
my
site.
prices.
Yeah.
Oh,
Find you some stock images that, or stock sites that you can put your pictures on there. They got like they also do the whole lingerie and glamour style too, where people buy that. And I think I did for Ed's wife, I did a cover and I bought the lingerie style. I bought a model, but I based her like her back was to to us, because I so I had to try to hide it as much as I could. So if other people use the same model, people can't tell, because
Oh,
I hate
yeah.
yeah, I hate when that happens.
Yeah. See, so
So
doing a live model would be so much better.
oh yeah, that's why I try to work with a lot of the different models that I meet up with. And Andrea actually recently is one of my models here in West Texas that I used for what do you call it? One of the book covers that I have. If I was in my other computer, you would have seen the all the posters I had behind me. If you saw those, that's who she is right there. It's actually one of the characters in the Raven book. Her name is Andrea. And it's weird. Her real name is Andrea. And yeah,
See, you
so
keep running into things that are meant to be. I look like what you drew, and her name is exactly the name that you had.
exactly. I was like, that's crazy. Like, at first I saw her and I wanted to use her, and then I remembered her because I did her. She does pageants, and I remember shooting her, and I was like, you know what? When I did her quinceañera, I was like, she kind of looks like I have the image I have for this character, and it's the same name too. So, let me
See,
see.
you just running into all lucky stuff with this.
I know,
It's like you
right?
have images of what they look like, and then you meet the person, and you're like, oh crap, okay.
Yeah, so I guess I've been getting pretty lucky in finding the right people. You know what I found actually that's kind of hard is I'm trying to get into my Facebook here so I can share this link. Doesn't want to agree with me. It's male models. Now that I'm trying to do covers with male models, I've actually had a harder time finding male models than I have female models. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, I
the
got plenty
males
of
are
female
like,
models.
oh, it's tough, and then the ones that you do find are like the high fashion ones, and those guys are
Yeah.
tough. Those guys are tough, and they're expensive as heck.
Yeah, oh yeah, the high fashion. There's a couple of models that I've been wanting to work with, but they're represented, and it's
With
so
agencies
hard
and
for me
stuff.
to get them. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, the link disappeared on me. Trying to share it to my personal page so people know.
I wish I still had Facebook because I don't see anything that you do.
Yeah,
But Facebook, someone kept trying to get into my page, so I was like, no, we're gonna stop.
yeah, I know. There's a lot of people get hacked into.
Yeah, and then Instagram is the same too. Like, ugh, social
Yeah,
media.
Instagram. I've been trying to. I have so many pages on Instagram.
I
It's
know.
not
I
even
don't know which one
funny.
to tag. I tagged the photography one, and I think you're using a different one now, aren't you?
Well,
Oh no,
I
that's the
named
one
it
that I have.
to
Okay.
Parks. Well, I have a Parks family photography. That's for all the family photography I do here, and then I have
Mhm.
the WGR Parks glamour photography. That's
Yeah.
still the same old one. That's the one like I separate all the glamour stuff with the family stuff, and so I was thinking of creating another one for just like William Ramos photography because I do have a Facebook for that, and because I
Mhm.
work with girls who are under 18, and so I can't post that on my on my Instagram
Yeah.
since
Yeah.
it's yeah. So
No, because they're crazy. You don't want to do that.
yeah, exactly. So I don't want to get in trouble for that, and
Not with
but
the rules these days.
yeah. And then I was gonna say it's for my writing one. I think that might be the one that I tag you in for all of the author stuff, and that's
Mm.
WGR Parks author. I think is what I named that one.
Oh, okay. See, that one I
Yeah,
should
so
tag
that's
you.
all the book stuff that I have, and that one I kind of post whatever kind of goes along with the books.
Mhm.
So so
That's
that
the one. See, I
usually
should have tagged that one. I didn't know that one existed. Maybe I did. I
yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, because I think I've tagged you a couple of times, and it every now and then I'll forget to tag. I usually am better at remembering for my glamour stuff or my book stuff. I usually forget because I'm tagging everything I can for authors,
Mhm.
and so I'm like, oh, I forgot to tag the model, and I
Yeah. Oh,
tried it
yeah.
and I
Model
remembered.
too.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, they're gonna get mad. There we go. Come on.
You'll get it. Like I
But
didn't even know somebody sent me the newer cover that you put, the newer one that you put out. Someone sent me that. The one where like the one I look a little older. I don't know which one it is. The
oh,
second
the
one.
second book.
Yeah, someone had tagged me in that, and I was like, "Oh, I like that one. I need that one."
Yeah, I need to send you that one. Yeah, that's the second book, and then the third book I'm working on is it's going to be kind of like your back is toward the people looking, and then your face is kind of looking this way. So it's a little
Uh-huh.
darker, a little bit more bloody
Oh, I
because
like that though.
yeah, because that's more when I finally bring her into the present time,
Okay.
and once I bring her into the present time, I'll finally be caught up, and I can probably write faster because
Yeah.
writing in the past, you have to do so much history and make sure everything is
Well, and the way that
according
you're
to plan,
talking
even
is
though it's a
different too.
yeah, it and it's like since it's fantasy. I mean, I guess you don't have to be correct on everything, but some people want that realistic, especially if they're
Yeah.
like historic readers. I was like, hey, wait a minute,
They like you
that
were
didn't really
so
happen.
wrong on all of it. Wrong.
Yeah,
Wrong.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
looky here. I'm writing a Yelp review on how wrong you were about writing in the
Exactly.
1700s.
So I have to do well. I study history, so luckily it kind of helped me out with that one. But I would love to be in the present time. I don't have to like talk all formal anymore.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, so as far as your world goes, what are all the new things that you're into right now?
Lie.
Well, I know you have
So
your what is it? You have a brand right now
yeah,
too,
I'm
don't you?
actually
Like,
wearing one of my. So I created a label. So I as an umbrella. So I have so many different things that I do. So I have my modeling, And then I have Civil Judgment, which is my lifestyle brand that's been around since 2018. I've had that one. And then I wanted to do something more motivational just for the girls. So I created a label that like I can release things like under my label. So things that I do as a model, things that I do for Civil Judgment, and then things that I do CJ the label. So everything is CJ, Civil Judgment, Charise, Jeanine, and then CJ the label. And so I'm actually wearing one of the, see, it has my name as a signature. And then it has the broken heart, and then it has my signature inside of the broken heart. And then this movement is called Pretty Girls Don't Cry.
Nice.
And then it's just like a motivational thing that I have going. And then there's just a lot of different, like I wanted to write a book because people said that the way it's called, I'm doing like a first generation entrepreneur type thing because where I come from, you know, nobody has done what I've been doing, like in my family wise and where I've been raised. And so I'm trying to do that to explain like the how hard it is and like what I've been through. And because a lot of people just see what I put out on social media, which is like I'm always happy, I'm always doing great, but in reality it's nothing like that. So
Yeah.
I wanted to do that, and then that's about it. Just mastering, getting 10 magazine covers and working hard with those. And then of course due to COVID, like modeling kind of died out a little bit, but I'm trying to pick it back up and start building again. But that's about it. Just still doing the same things and then running like businesswoman mode. Trying to find what's next.
Heck yeah. Yeah, you got to always keep the wheels spinning. That's what I always try to do. Always try to keep the wheels spinning.
That's
because
hard. Because you get all these ideas and you're just like, okay, how do we apply that now?
Exactly. And like yeah, it's like how you say it's like what when I don't know. I guess it's like the facade you put out just because you have to do the business, but the reality behind it is a whole like different, like bottom of the iceberg that people don't see what's going on with you and stuff.
Yeah, because if you put out what's really happening all the time, then you're not creating a dream. You have to create the dream. You have to create the image that you want people to look up to you for. And then if you're just showing everything, it becomes a hot mess, and then it doesn't. You go off track, and people are going to be like, "Oh, okay, well, never mind then. That doesn't look fun."
Yeah, exactly. It's like we don't want to do this. Yeah, I think we. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. But if you take the time to like, you know, maybe like write a book or do like a blog where like you share the personal experiences, then people will become more interested that way too. You think? I think. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I think so. A lot of people are always looking for you know, different perspectives on how to get into the dreams that they're pursuing.
Yeah.
Me and Janelle, that's what we were thinking when we started this YouTube channel. Which was what I think we're already like 3 months. We're still young. We're still gathering people, but I know our views have been going up every time I publish on YouTube, and I think that's pretty good because what we try to do is give tips for authors on how, like beginning authors when they're first starting out. And you know, of course, the main thing is always how we try to say is well, it's the writing part. You're gonna have like maybe 5 drafts or more, because that's the very first important thing that people look at. And it doesn't matter if you have like a really good story, as long as if you have like a lot of misspelled words or typos or grammar is all. Yeah, that's the one thing that people just zero in on.
They're gonna be like, wow, I can't read this.
Exactly. and that was like my first fear too. When do what?
They're like, I can't read this. What the heck?
Yeah, exactly. When I first published this one, I didn't have a lot of editors, and I think I only got one editor. And then I had Ed, and his wife published it through Burning Willow Press. And then a few years later, we finally started just tackling down all the typos and misspells and making sure everything kind of fit into with the storyline.
Yeah.
And you know, I tell everybody it's it's still like a hard world, just because I know we were having another podcast, or we had another interview with another fellow author. His name was Bobby Nash, and uh, like there's a million new books out every year. So there's a million new books, and then I was focusing on how readership has been going down, and people don't read as much literature, and they're more about TikTok videos
Yeah.
and like what is it? TikTok, Snapchat, and there was something else new that came up that I was like, holy cow, they just keep popping
Instagram,
everywhere.
like the reels.
Oh yeah, Instagram. Yeah, Instagram. They have those right there. So everybody's either well, I knew that like the younger generations are on TikTok, so they're constantly looking that, and that's how they get their ideas now. It's not YouTube no more. Yeah.
Yeah.
People used to go to YouTube to figure out how things work, but now like even like the like what is it, from anywhere from 18 to 20, the new generation just coming up, they're always on TikTok, and that's how they get at like, oh, how does this work? Oh, I learned it from TikTok, or I found out about this person from TikTok.
I used to have a YouTube channel where I would like make vlogs of like my trips that I would go on, and then all of a sudden I was just like, now I'm creating reels, and I'm like, man, I should just still do the YouTube stuff because it's so easy to just do a reel. It does it all for you instead of like the vlog. You have to sit there and like do work about it, but. It's very true. It's because they make it easier, and everyone wants the easy way out of things, which is where you can't get sucked into the stuff because you're gonna keep taking the easy way. It's not gonna. It doesn't. You still have to go the hard route. You still have to put time and effort into things because it's not just gonna fall into your hands.
And I think that's just like the fundamentals of everything. For me, like the main things I do is like photography. I do the web design stuff, and then the writing the books, which out of all of them, writing books have been one of the hardest journeys I've ever had.
Yeah.
Just to try to, like, sometimes sales will go like extremely high and then it'll die off. And I think I spent over, during the end of the pandemic, when it was the end of the year of 2020, I think just to study marketing, I spent $3,000 just on different services to see which one were just talking and which ones were actually proving to be correct. And out of all the services, I think Amazon, Facebook, and Instagram was about the only ones that actually I learned that did work very well.
Yeah.
All the other ones were just, like I say, talking out of their ass, and just, they're like, yeah, we just want your money.
Yeah.
we'll do this marketing for you. And it's like, oh yeah, no, that's all lies.
Yeah, you have to go based off of like where the crowds are, like which is Amazon, Facebook, and Instagram. That's where people are right now until the next thing comes out. But they've been sticking around for quite some time.
Yeah, Facebook, I think, like, it's gonna be around for quite a while still, even though the new generation say it's like the old thing. I mean, my photography, I get a lot of my photography from Facebook, and a lot of my marketing for my books is on Facebook. Instagram, of course, too. Instagram is pushing pretty good out there.
Yeah.
And of course my
Instagram tends to mess with their algorithm a lot. So you don't get, like, a lot of people aren't seeing things on Instagram, which is what bothers me. It's hard for the creator to make things unless you're getting 10,000 likes in 5 seconds. Instagram hides your post from a lot of other things.
Yeah.
So all of your followers aren't seeing your work, and people aren't seeing it unless they go search your page, because Instagram will hide it if 15% of your followers don't like the post in the first 15 minutes. Then they hide it.
Yeah, and I noticed
they make it very hard.
Yeah, and then like you have to be how do you say, interactive as well, so you don't lose your people that are following you. So I forgot how they say it. Like, Facebook is like a pushing kind of algorithm where, like, the more stuff that you put out there and it gets shared, the greater percentage of likes and followers you'll get. Instagram was a reverse, and somehow that you can't share stuff, so you have to kind of be like a magnet where you bring people in,
Mm,
and the channels that like you have more popular channels that push you out through Instagram, the greater the followers will
yeah.
be to that
Yeah.
algorithm. And I was like, man,
Once they started messing with that, it just makes no sense to me. Like I've lost a lot of interest in Instagram, which is it's tough and I shouldn't because of what I do. But I've lost so much interest because it's hard to get anything seen. You're seeing, okay, I have 47,000 followers, but only 200 people are liking my photos. How is that possible right now? You know,
yeah,
and you're coming from someone who doesn't do the buying their followers. They've done everything the right way, and that's what the outcome is like, okay, how am I only getting 200 likes? Okay, now take that from a brand that's going to see my page and they're going to be like, oh, her whatever is too short, like she's not getting a lot of interaction. So and it's like it becomes really hard and discouraging. Instagram is very discouraging to a lot of young creators because
yeah,
you're seeing, okay, 50,000 people are on my page but 200 people are seeing it. So you're just like, this is
exactly.
like, how does that make sense? It doesn't. So.
And it's amazing is that there's a lot of correlation between how it is in the modeling world, because I'm part of both in a sense of where I do the photography part. And like I haven't posted very much on my glamour page as I used to, because West Texas is a little bit more different than LA. So
Mm-hmm.
trying to find models that are in that particular area as far as lingerie and glamour
Oh
um,
yeah.
is a little bit harder over here. So unless I go to Austin or something, which I
Yeah,
plan to start
Dallas,
doing.
all of them over there. You'll find
Yeah.
that there.
and and so I haven't posted very much, and of course my followers went down. But trying to do it with books, oh my goodness, because there's not very much interest, and the interest that I do pick up is usually not the readers; it's usually other authors, and of
Yeah.
course, they're more interested about getting their books out as well. Um, they do like to read. I mean, authors all have to read, so
Mm,
so they can get
yeah.
ideas and see how styles work. But we're trying to increase the unless you're like Stephen King or Anne Rice already, you got your brand name out there. It's
See,
so
it's
hard
already
to try to,
there. It's
yeah.
already there.
And then you want these companies to like they won't even look at you anymore. Like it used to be different back before social media or technology, but these big five
Mm-hmm.
publishers won't even look at you if you don't have more than like, you know, I forget what to say. They want you to have like 50,000, I think, at least
Yeah,
followers.
which is like,
I'm
how are
like,
you gonna
holy
get there
geez.
if nobody helps you get there? That's the thing.
Exactly.
Like, no one wants to help people get to these places, but how are we supposed to get there if nobody's gonna help? Like, it's
Exactly.
crazy.
And it's so weird. I see that correlation between modeling and whatnot. And um, when models are trying to start off their page, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
the average model that I meet, at least for me, has what around maybe 4,000, 5,000 the most. It's an
Mm-hmm.
average that so far I've seen from
Yeah.
me following their pages. The models that are a little bit higher and have a bigger following, I guess I would call them the tier, the breakout tier. I
Mm-hmm.
would say that average is usually anywhere from like 40,000 to 80,000.
Yeah.
And then once you hit the 100,000 all the way up to whatever hundreds
Excuse
of
me.
thousands, oh bless you.
It's my kitties, I swear.
So,
I clean every day and they still, it's shedding season, so.
I got my cats. I'm gonna sneeze on you, but I'm gonna keep you.
uh, Basically, it's when it's shedding season, it's so bad. It's so bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
I understand those tiers. It's for, I think it's just creators, being a creator, being an art, like an artist or an individual that wants to do something out of the norm. You have your like start off, then you have like 5 to 10,000, then you have your like 20 to like 40, and then you have your like 50,000 to like 90, and then 100,000 and above is when you're like, okay, we're good. But to get
yeah.
to 100,000 is like,
Shoot, I see. And I do see that it works out fairly well with a lot of these models once they get up to like the 100,000s. Like, I follow all kinds of models, and I know some models that were like they started when they were 14, and
Hmm.
they had like already 200,000 followers. I was like, holy
It was so
jeez!
much easier to grow back then, though. Like now, I've been stuck at 47.5 for the entire year. We're going in July. I haven't moved. So, like, and I'll
Oh
get
wow.
followers, and it's just very idle. It doesn't move no matter how much you're creating or whatever. And I'm realizing that the best way now to get followers is you have to go out, which is where we haven't been able to leave in over a year and a half. So, you have to go out. You have to go to
Huh.
events. You have to meet people, like car shows and stuff like that. And that's how you're gonna get people to start following you again. Is you have to do it physically. You can't, like, social media stops you from being seen so much
Hmm.
that in order to receive, you have to go out and do it. Unless some crazy, like, out of nowhere, of course, some famous page posts you, then of course that's,
Yeah.
what are the odds of that, rather than going out and
Yeah.
meeting people is what I'm noticing you have to do. And that's what's tough, is because COVID happened, and then I feel like everybody I'm watching, even my friends who have 200,000 followers, we've all been idle during this time.
There's I don't know if you heard what's it called? The book. I have that book on my Kindle. Um, A Million Followers in 30 Days.
Mm.
I don't know if you heard that book. He was out. He was on news channels for a while on how he did it.
Mhm.
Um, I read it. A lot of the fundamentals I kind of already know, but it was just the work that you had to put into it. But if you're ever interested in it, I think it's called A Million Followers in 30 Days, or How I
Mhm.
Got a Million Followers in 30 Days.
Yeah.
And um, just for another kind of perspective, you can kind of look into it, maybe glance through it. A lot of the stuff that he had there, of course, is like I had heard before, but he does have some little tiny techniques that I did find out. Like maybe
Mhm.
50% of it was new stuff that
Yeah.
you might read that has to do, of course, with just playing within the field of social media. But it's little tiny techniques that not everybody knows out there.
Yeah.
So just something to have in your toolkit, so, just in case that, because it is through. He did talk about the big brands pushing you and all that, and I'm like, man, trying to get big brands to push you, and of course everybody's different.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it with books because I mean, I can't think of a way on how I would have a big five publishing company push like some of the books. I could do it maybe off a movie. Be like, Amazon, you want to make this into a movie? That'd be great.
Oh, let's do it. I'll
Yeah,
be
I
an
mean, like,
actress. Even though I
let's,
delay
let
processes a lot, but I'll be an actress.
yeah.
I'll do
Or
anything.
Amazon, Netflix, and HBO will be like, I actually sent it into, I think it was Amazon Prime. I sent it in. I sent in the little trailer that me, you, and the other actors we had made.
Uh-huh.
I actually sent it in, but they were like, "Well, at this moment, we have more vampires out there, so we're not looking for another vampire." I was like,
Yeah, they have a lot of vampires are so big. Like everybody loves vampire stuff. It's crazy. So I think until it gets like it would have to get like a big hit somewhere, and
"Yeah,"
then it would
which is weird though,
eventually
because I was
happen.
like, "Wait, y'all talking about vampires, but you got all these zombie movies everywhere still." What?
Yeah, true.
It's like, what
True.
do you mean?
Huh.
But anyway, it's getting close to, well, at least for my time, 4 o'clock. It's 3:54 on my time. So
154 here. So I got about 10 minutes left that I can stay on.
okay, I'm gonna
Time
see.
flies here. Wow.
Yeah, that's why I usually have it for about an hour. Oh
That
no,
time flies.
my niece is still crying out there. I was gonna say, let me
Why is she
switch to my computer really quick. I was gonna pull up some of your because I usually pull up everybody's pages so I can put it on the screen. But
That's cute. My name
I was
is
gonna.
my name. Wherever everybody's seeing it, if you Google it, search it on any social media platform except Facebook, I am there.
Awesome, yeah. And
That's
then I was
that's
gonna
what
try to.
it's
Well,
very
we're
it's a unique name.
yeah. Oh, it's like the Jeanine. It's like I know Charise. Jeanine. I don't use your last name as much, but
I'm trying to be the first. When you search Charise, I'm trying to go to be the first person that pops up on social media. I have it on, I think, Instagram. I'm the first person that pops up now for most people. But I'm trying, like, the minute you hit Charise or CHAR, I want to be the first one.
Oh wow, CHR. Oh yeah, that'll be interesting. If you do that, then yeah.
I mean, if you don't follow me, and then usually I'm the first person to pop up for most people, CHAR. But it has to do with like getting who's gonna search me. So like if somebody that I know out here in LA searches me CHAR, I'm the one that pops up. But if someone in Texas searches CHAR, someone else, like of course a different person is gonna pop up because you're not in my vicinity. But the goal is to get it to be the first person to pop up.
See on all these different, since I have so many pages.
Search one that doesn't follow. Do you follow me on all of them?
I think on my writer one. I don't know if I follow you on my Spiffy Cats. Do I follow you on Spiffy Cats? Let me see.
I don't know if you still do.
Am I following you on there? Let me see. CHAR. Uh-oh. Does that mean I'm already following you? You did not appear. Yeah, I might be already following you on that one. Charise, where are you? Oh,
I'm hiding.
Let me see what this says. What? I'm not following you?
Ha!
How can Spiffy Cats not follow you there? Okay. I got you on the I. I didn't get you on the CHAR. I got you on the I.
On the I? See, that's close.
Yeah.
See, I'm getting there.
Slowly getting there. Progress is progress.
I want to be I'm just kidding.
All right. Well, I'm going to follow you on Spiffy Cats because I think me and Drew are going to decide to actually. Oh, that's another endeavor. We actually made it up to 11,000 followers on Facebook. So, yeah. So all the posts are getting like 9,000. And then the ones that I don't have published on the magazine anymore because I got so mad with the website, it got hacked. Yeah. And I usually have backups, but it was the time that they were doing an update. And I forgot all the details behind it. But anyway, I could not do the update anymore. And so I lost 5 years worth of content. And I was like, okay, I'm burnt out.
I would have been like, I'm out of here. I'm done.
Yeah. That's what I said. I was like, forget this. It's over. I'm done with Spiffy Cats. Well, not really, but I just put it in the back burner. And now, out of nowhere, all the pictures I post every now and then have been getting like thousands of views. I think one of your pictures I have up there, and it has like, I think that one had like 3,000 or not 3,000 likes, but I think like 3,000 to 4,000 views. And then the posts are getting the same thing, even though there's no posts anymore because the website, I never put it back up.
Oh, geez. See? Gotta keep it going. That's the thing. Don't get discouraged. That's where everybody loses, is when we get discouraged. You cannot get discouraged.
Oh, man, I know. I gotta, that's what I gotta keep telling myself. I was like, I know me and Janelle were talking. I was like, I think in the last podcast I did for the actual, all the author stuff, I was like, I had brought up the idea like where there's 1 million books and nobody's reading that much. I guess I got discouraged a little bit, and I told Janelle, you know what? I'm just gonna write for fun now. I'm not even gonna try to push out the books as much as I used to. I'm gonna keep on making the YouTube stuff, but I'm only gonna write like when I feel like I can enjoy it in a sense compared to, I don't know how to explain it, like being more business like
it's work.
Yeah. And but at the same time, like if you want to become successful, you have to treat it like a business and make it like.
Well, and you have to still enjoy it too, though, because if you want to be successful, at the point where there's like a meme going around where it's like, oh, I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job, so here I am working 24 hours, like 24/7. So like we don't want to work the 9-to-5 because we hate working for other people, but we're gonna go work 24/7 now because we're working for ourselves. And so you have to find joy. You have to keep your joy alive, like with it.
Yeah.
You have to keep.
I guess that's true too. I mean, like photography, I've always I've enjoyed photography, and weirdly enough, I can go do a wedding and still be like, oh, okay, cool. Except for after the pandemic hit and everything kind of, oh my gosh, I'm like behind on all my wedding videos right now. I'm like, oh my.
You have to just
But
keep it, especially now, like with the pandemic and everything. It set a lot of people back. Like it set a
yeah,
lot of people back. It's kept everyone idle, and now what's going to show is those who come out stronger and have kept their imagination going, kept their goals alive, created new things during the pandemic, and that's what's going to show at the end of the day. Is and a lot of people are going to fail because they stopped doing everything, and it's going to be everybody that kept going and found their motivation during the dark times that yeah, hey,
will
that's what my
succeed.
brands are about.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
Plug
I
some
don't know where
adjustments in
your
there.
shirt went. I had it for like the last time we were supposed to have it. It's in here somewhere, maybe hiding behind all these dresses.
Yeah, all your nightwear.
Yeah, all my nightwear. There we go. I got a new one right there. Look at that. It just came in.
See, it's black and sleek.
I got all these other ones that came in for what do you call it? It's like a wet look. Y'all can see. Nobody.
Oh God.
We're gonna be shooting
Speedos.
those. Yeah, Speedos. Of course, it's not mine, everybody. We're just
Lie.
joking.
He's
I don't
lying.
dress in them.
They're
It's
his.
for my models.
They're his. He got
but
Speedos.
but anyway, so we're at 4 o'clock. I'm gonna do like I say, if everybody wants to go and find my books, or if Janelle was here, her books, we're on Kindle, and you can type in my name that everybody can see, WJR Parks, on Kindle, and you can see all the books. Of course, the beginning of the series. Yep, there we go.
That's me.
It's that one. There you go. That's Charise right there. The Raven in person. One of these days, hopefully, when the world gets back to normal, and I'm in LA and they have a convention for authors, maybe I can have her join me when if she's not too busy with all her business endeavors.
Don't fight. This is before I had lips. Now I have lips.
Before I had lips.
Like if you look at the original cover, like I don't have no lips.
My lips are gone. Oh goodness.
Always. See what happens.
See what happens when you grow lips when you go.
Grow lips when you move to LA, everybody.
Yeah. And so I think you said just type in Charise Jeanine, right? Where people can find you and where to follow you.
Me. Even if you just go to Google, all of my socials will pop up if you type that name.
Awesome. And then of course we're early Sunday, so I'll post this on YouTube, and anybody that wants to be or who is an actual author, please contact me. I would love to interview more beginning authors.
Know where he's at, wherever he is.
Yeah, wherever. Well, for YouTube, all my info will be down here. So when I post all the info up there, it'll pop up. But anybody that is an author, just feel free to contact me. We talk for anything that has to do with tips. We'll talk about your world, what you think needs to happen in the industry, and just pretty laid back conversations. So thank you again for everybody that will tune in, and we'll see you next time.
Adios, everyone.
Hasta la vista.
Bye.